Hi, I'm Sonia and I help people take their power back. If you are interested in getting one-on-one coaching with me where I will call you out on your BS, or you want to support this channel, check out my Ko-Fi link down below. And if you haven't already, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. In this video, I want to talk about living in the end. So as I mentioned in past videos, I have gotten back on TikTok and this is a constant question. But this is happening. How can I live in the end? And how do I live in the end? And it's hard to live in the end. And what does it mean to live in the end? Everyone is making it way too complicated. You guys, your experiences are being created by the thoughts that you have, okay? The assumptions that you make in the moment about things. Yes, if you tell yourself things more, and it will help to impress your subconscious and change what's happening in front of your face. Yes. But this is where, to me, mental diet, the things that you are consistently thinking are so important. This is why you cannot react to the 3D. This is what living in the end is. If you want to be in a committed relationship, you have to have the thoughts about the person that they love you, that they only want to be with you, that you are happy together. If you are having any other thoughts, whether you are with them or not, you could manifest potential issues. Your thoughts are forever. It is not just living in the end until you get what you want and then you get to think whatever the fuck you want. Living in the end is learning to choose how you are going to view situations. Okay? It is not fake it till you make it. Pretend to be something that you're not. Now, for some people, doing some of that helps them to think as if they are the person. I know that somebody's like, when I was manifesting money, I liked to go window shop in the really expensive stores, and that helped them imagine that they had money. But they would just tell themselves, instead of getting pissy that they didn't have money to buy the shit, they'd just be like, yeah, I don't want it today. Like people who have money do. If you have money, you don't just spend it all the fucking time, or then you don't have money. Okay? Changing the thoughts. That shit never worked for me. Acting as if makes me feel dumb. I don't like doing it. I'm not going to try and come up with fucking ways to pretend that I'm living in the end. I don't like it. I choose my thoughts. I choose my thoughts about how I want things to be. So when something happens, I put the assumption to it. I think the thoughts that this situation is playing out in my favor. The example that keeps coming to me that I was going to share here is, we'll use me as an example. I'll just say this is me, okay? So let's say I manifest my perfect ideal relationship. Me and my husband go out to eat. He goes and does something, and I see him talking to some random woman. I have a choice in my head about how I'm going to interpret that situation. If I have had problems in the past, whether that was with other people or whatever, and having trust issues, maybe my knee-jerk reaction is, oh my God, he's gonna fucking cheat on me. Who's that bitch? He's flirting with her. Oh my God, he doesn't like me. Our marriage is ruined. That's one way to think about that situation. Or I could see it and be like, huh, I wonder who that is. Or I could just be like, oh, that's somebody from work. He'll introduce me to her later, or it doesn't matter, or whatever. These are all possibilities of how you could react to this situation. If your initial reaction is, oh my God, our relationship is over, that's when you need to catch yourself and go, no, that man fucking loves me. He always chooses me. He is mine. That's living in the end. If you are in the process of manifesting your person and you're bitching and moaning and complaining that they're not with you, you are choosing the end of them not wanting to be with you and not being with you. Same with money. If you're doing your affirmations and you're telling yourself, you know, every day you're spending time thinking that, or you're falling asleep doing it, whatever you're doing the technique to manifest, but then as soon as something regarding money comes up, you're like, oh, fuck, I never have any money. Money's so hard. I'm never going to have money. You are reinforcing the state that you are currently in. You are living from the end of shit being bad and being the way that you don't want it to be. That's all that it is. Shift the thought. I have the money's in my bank account, money's so easy. That is what living from the end is. It is choosing the thoughts that support the life that you want to live, and it doesn't stop. I've said this, I don't know if I've said this in videos, I've said it on TikTok, I think I did, I don't remember, but I've been thinking this is why people who win the lottery and then lose it all, that's why they do that. They were able to manifest winning the lottery, but they didn't change their thoughts about money. So if they started thinking shitty thoughts about money, they lost all the money. That is living from the end. If you are thinking that your SP doesn't want you, that you're never going to be together, that is living from the end. You are living from the end of you not being together. Maybe that's the easiest way I could put it. If you're telling yourself you don't have the money, you are living from the end of not having money. You're doing it perfectly and it's manifesting perfectly. You are manifesting 24/7. I just did a video not that long ago about the law of assumption and the law of gravity both being laws. You are not exempt from it. It is always working. But you have to choose which one you are going to experience. Both are equally possible. This is what this experiment that Schrodinger's cat was trying to teach people. If you have a cat and you put it in a box with poison and food, is the cat dead or alive? Both are possible until you observe one of them. And the only way that you can observe one of them without seeing it is in your head. Whatever you are constantly telling yourself and assuming is true is going to become true. So back to the restaurant. If I assume that this person I manifested is now cheating on me, guess what? He's going to start cheating on me because I'm assuming that that's what he's fucking doing right in front of my face. Instead of, oh, he's just talking to somebody and being polite. That he only has eyes for me. That he would never hurt me. What end do you want to live from? That's all that it is. That's all that living from the end is. And when you start shifting your mindset from what you don't want to what you do want, things start changing in your reality. People start doing different things. You have different opportunities, just like you're having things now, but you are so used to the reason that your life may feel, if your life has ever felt like Groundhog's Day, is because you think the same fucking thoughts every day or similar thoughts. And that's why nothing changes. Because you don't change. The only thing to change is self, meaning how you are perceiving the things that are happening around you. That's it. That is it. Choose a different assumption. You can choose whatever assumption you want. If something happens and it triggers you and it upsets you, that is time to go within and ask yourself why. Where is this coming from? Is this even true? Do I want it to continue? Because as long as you continue to let shit trigger you, it's going to continue to trigger you and you're not going to shift it. It's that simple. Living from the end is just choosing to think the thoughts that make the situation go in your favor. It all starts in here. It all starts with the way that you're perceiving the situation. Living from what end? Start asking yourself, what end am I living from right now? And is it the end that I want to live from? It's just choosing what you want to be true instead of telling yourself that how things have always been or how things are right now are the only way that they can be. That you have to fix something. I said this in a way old video. Albert Einstein once said, you cannot solve a problem from the same state of thinking in which it was created. If you keep thinking that they don't want you or that you don't have money or you can't have this or this is impossible, you are fucking right, and you will never have a thought different than the ones you are currently having now. And that problem will stay in your life indefinitely unless you shift your perception of what's happening, and then the solution is going to fall in your lap. It's not hard. Stop making it so hard. I know that you have probably learned a lot of shit about manifesting, a lot of shit about what's going on, a lot. It's very simple. What you choose to think and think consistently will be mirrored back to you. I was just talking about this with a friend of mine the other day. How she, for like 21 years, in the back of her mind, told herself that her husband was going to leave. She wasn't doing it like super consciously, but she had this fear from things in her past that she just was telling herself, had this underlying fear of he's going to leave. And guess what? He ended up leaving. They ended up fixing it and getting back together, and now they're happier than they've ever been. But those thoughts, those insecurities, those worries, those things that you're just like, you're used to because that's how it's always been or whatever, you have a choice. You can continue to allow that to rule your life, or you can think whatever you want, literally whatever you want. You can think best case scenario. You're not used to it, so it feels weird. Do it anyway. Assume the best in people, assume the best in situations, because when you do, that's when things are going to start changing, and they can change like they can be night and day. Literally. But until you control this, you decide that you are the operant power, the God of your reality, the one that is creating things by the way that you are choosing to tell yourself they are, you're going to continue to get more and more of the same. If you haven't already, be sure to check out Create Your Manifestation Lifestyle here on YouTube, where I help you start to prove to yourself that what you are thinking will manifest into your physical reality. Because that, to me, is such a key, and I think is what I will talk about in my next video, how to really build the trust in that your thoughts are what you are experiencing. Thank you so much for watching. Love and light.